shielded my ears, shaking my head to make it go away. Make it stop. He wouldn't say that, wouldn't treat me like another whore. Come back. Don't leave me. My words dripped into a slurred sob as tears sprung from my eyes, distorting my vision further. Where was he? Why would he leave me like this? He wouldn't, not me. He cared about me. He had to be there somewhere. Logan, please, I cried out, a cracked whimper pouring from my soul as I fell to my knees, helpless, terrified, and completely alone. Something in my heaving chest broke. My heart. It had to be. With my hands covering my face, palms pooling with salty tears, my ears rang with a buzzing horn. I looked up, squinting into the distance. There was a light ahead. Someone was coming back for me. Logan. It had to be Logan. None of it was real. He would never say those things, never toss me aside. The light drew closer, a blinding ray suddenly racing toward me. I lifted my trembling hands over my eyes, tilting my head, anxious to make out the approaching figure. It was so bright, too intense, and glaring into the wetness of my eyes. I couldn't see, couldn't understand, until the car horn blared through the air. Suddenly, it was on me, crashing, barreling my body into nothing, until all I felt was pain as the unknown consumed me. I jerked up, fighting to catch my breath. The familiar dry air of the hospital room eased me back onto the thin pillows on the small bed. It was all a dream, a horrible nightmare I could never escape. 5 long days trapped in tiny rooms, and every night I closed my eyes and found him waiting for me. Each kiss took away the painful memory of that night, slowly erasing it, until I was lost in his arms in that dark alley. His touch and longing were all I felt, all I lived for there. But it wasn't real. Nothing was real anymore. Not the need to feel him, my body entangled with his, lost in each other. I wanted that while I was there, wanted him. Logan. But then it was gone. The haunting memory of the accident, the fear, the cold, the cruel, lingering pain woke me and hurled me back to reality every time. He didn't want me like I did him. It was all in my head, exactly as it had been with Mark, yet I was too blinded by their charm to realize it. Hi, honey. You awake? Of course I was awake. How could I sleep knowing what awaited me in my dreams? I stared at the wall, facing away, but gave a slight nod. From my bed, I was able to see out the tall windows, but I had counted every single shape on the dull drapes over the last 3 days. I spent every waking moment too ashamed to cry. I did it to myself, and now I was enduring the consequences. Anger, pain, hurt, betrayal, and loss. So many emotions consumed me, but only once did I shed tears for him. It was the day I first woke in ICU, a few days earlier. The day I opened my eyes to find him there, so broken and tortured. He had no right to be the one in agony, to beg me to forget. How could I? I shook my head, unable to inhale a soothing breath for fear of the reckoning my bruised ribs would set upon me if I did. I never wanted to relive the heartbreak and devastation of that night again. I talked to your doctor, and he said you're doing great. The cut on your leg is healing, and it doesn't look like you'll need to stay past Friday. The cut? I winced at her euphemism for the deep gash running down my thigh that ripped into my muscles and nearly damaged my nerves. Luck, the doctors had told me. Funny, I didn't feel very lucky. Honey, did you hear me? You'll be going home in 3 days. Great. My voice wasn't my own. It was hoarse and laced with numbness. The patter of my mother's feet bustling around the room as she hummed a lullaby from my childhood helped keep my mind from spiraling into the ocean of melancholy I'd been drowning in the last few days. She was tidying up the room, even though it was no different from how it looked the previous day. At least not aside from the newest flowers that arrived. I see you got more flowers delivered. They're gorgeous. Logan, I'm assuming? Try as I had, the one thing I couldn't escape was the number of